So you come all the way down. You might use our blocks today. You might enjoy your blocks today when we're stretching or moving into postures. So just having those handy for you. And then closing your eyes down. Feel free to get out any fidgets, just noticing what's moving through your body right now. Noticing every point of your body that's connecting to the mat below you. Recognizing any thoughts or images that are still flashing into your mind, and just know that it's okay that they exist there, and it's okay to put them on pause. They might certainly be there later. So as you take a body scan, feel free to take a pause at any part of your body that you're feeling a sensation in, or that you feel that you can relax a bit deeper. Maybe with your exhale, you're able to let go of a muscle or some tension. Allow your mind to slow down. Allow thoughts to pass through and stay through. Notice the sound of your breath, if it's heavy, if it's soft. Notice if your breath is light, slow, long, fast. Are you breathing more into one nostril or the other? Where is your breath going into your body? Is it moving into your chest? Is it moving into your belly? How does it feel to take a longer breath or a deeper breath in and really fill up your lungs and your belly? And how does it feel to give yourself a long exhale, allowing your exhale to be longer than your inhale? How does it feel to squeeze out all the air in your body? Just allowing your focus to be there on the cycle of your breath, on the inhale and the exhale. Setting an intention for your practice today, and maybe that's just simply, I am going to give to my body. I am going to allow my body to be as it is. No expectations and no judgments of yourself or what you think you should be doing. Just showing up and what your body's asking for. And knowing that is one of the biggest forms of self-love that you could possibly give your body. Just listening to it. When you're ready, you can reach your arms overhead, take a wall-to-wall stretch, point your toes, flex your feet. Point your toes, flex your feet. And then taking a side banana, reaching your arms over to the left. And then sliding your feet over to the left. Maybe even pulling your right wrist over to the left even more. Getting a deeper lengthening of your right side. And keep your focus just on that sound of your breath. Keep your focus on the length of your breath. And whenever your mind wanders and you've stopped paying attention to your breath, just come back to it and see where it's at. Maybe you can make it a little bit longer, or maybe you want to make it shorter. Come back to your breath. Come back through center and then reaching over to the right with your arms. You can even pull your left wrist over a little bit more and then slide your feet over to the right. And breathe into that long lengthening on your left side. Come back through center, wall to wall stretch, and then palms down by your side. Bring your right leg all the way up. No palms first. Flex your heel up to the ceiling. The micro bend in your leg if that feels good. And then you can stay here with no hands, or we can move into palms behind the thighs, drawing your thigh into your chest, maybe even walking your palms up your leg. That's accessible to you. And then breathe. Both hips are down, left foot pressing into the earth. Your focus is just on this right leg. And now guiding your right leg over your body to the left, maybe using your left palm, keeping both hips down. So this isn't a twist. As soon as it feels like your right hip is really peeling off the mat, let's bring it back down, or your right low back, and just peel it down. Just guiding the leg over, maybe still keeping your foot flexed. Option to hug onto your thigh if that feels good. And then we'll open it up. Draw your right leg open, maybe holding onto it with your right arm, and then opening it up, allowing your hip to open back up. And leg can stay extended. If it feels good to do more of a half happy baby and bend your knee, feel free to take that. Yogi's choice on what you're looking to get out of this stretch. Open. One more breath. And then knee back in towards your chest, bending into your right knee. This time all the way twist. Guide it all the way over to the left. Twist into that lower back. Both shoulders on the floor. Maybe arms at a goalpost shape. Taking it easy here. First twist. Allow your exhale to guide you to where the depth of this twist is for you. One more breath. Then roll back onto your back. You can extend your right leg long and draw your left leg all the way up. Again, no hands if that feels good, or palms right behind your thighs, guiding your thigh towards your chest. You can walk your palms up your leg if that feels accessible. Find a depth into this stretch. If you flex your heel, notice more of a stretch in your calf. All right, or you can do a passive foot and make this about your hamstring. One leg might call for something different than the other side. Keep pressing your right foot into the floor, or your right heel. When you're ready, guiding your left leg over your body, use your right palm, just guiding it over. Low back stays down on the mat. Foot maybe flexed to the corner of the room. Breathe. You feel like your left hip is coming up. You can even plant your left palm on your hip and keep it drawn down. Give yourself some support. And then opening up, guiding your leg over your body and grabbing a hold with your left leg. Let's open the leg up to the left. Your right leg down. Again, leg can be extended. Or you can bend into your knee like a half happy baby. And open and close. And then this time, if you feel your right hip's coming up, you can take your right palm, plant it onto your right hip, pressing it down. If you need to keep it down, that feels good. 2 more breaths. And then knee, come all the way in towards your chest, and let's guide it all the way over to the right for a twist. Both shoulders down. You can go post your arm. 2 more breaths. And then rolling, you can extend your left leg long. 1 more wall-to-wall stretch. And then both knees in towards your chest, little rock side to side. Just massage your low back. Feel free to keep your eyes closed. And then plant both feet down onto the mat. Knees are bent. Palms coming all the way down by your side. We'll come into a bridge. Take an inhale and an exhale. And on your next breath in, we press your hips and your pelvis all the way up towards the ceiling, squeezing your glutes at the top. Stay here and breathe. See if you can energetically pull your knees together. See how that feels on the outside of your hips, just surrounding your pelvis. Take 2 more breaths while you're right up here. And then next breath out, you can lower all the way down. Knees into your chest, palms behind your thighs, and let's rock and roll the length of your spine. Maybe 2 or 3, you decide. And then we'll come all the way up. See if you can keep your feet floating right into your boat. Spine is nice and long. Chest is pulling right towards your knees and your toes. Palms here for support behind your thighs. You can stay right here. Maybe lifting your right leg up towards the sky. Breathe. And lower, maybe left leg extends. Breathe, maybe trying both legs to extend. Breathe, 3 more breaths, maybe arms reaching forward. Commit to that breath. 1 more. And then exhale, come all the way down. Soles of your feet together, hold on to your ankles, and let's lean your chest all the way forward. Round angle, butterfly. You can let your head come down. One more breath, and then we'll rise all the way up. Coming and staying in our seat. You can come to more of a comfortable seated position if that feels good. You can stay in your butterfly. That's entirely up to you. We'll bring the arms open wide. And then reaching up towards the sky. With an exhale, you can press everything down. Left palm stays down, right arm reaching up overhead. Reaching really up. Let's really get activated in these stretches. Reaching up, pulling up away from the earth, and then over. Next breath in brings you to the other side. Right palm is down, left arm reaching up, 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 and then over. And inhale, we reach up. Option here before we take our center fold. You can either walk your palms forward. If you'd like to take a bind, you can swing your palms behind you, interlace your fingers. I'll come to the side. Palms can drop down towards you, squeezing your shoulder blades together for that chest expansion, only if that feels good. And when you're ready to exhale and fold, sending your chest and your belly down. Palms can stay down low, or you can squeeze those shoulder blades together, reaching your palms up towards the ceiling. We'll take 3 breaths. On your next breath in, let's rise all the way up. Arms overhead, so we release, and then exhale down. And then leaning forward, coming over your knees, let's come into a tabletop shape. Moving right into coming up halfway, sway side to side. Little stretch of the wrists even. You can plant your palms out, fingers facing sideways, sway side to side. You can flip your palms, fingertips towards your knees, and then drawing your hips down towards your heels and breathe. You can do this the other way, flipping your palms, wrists pointing outward, and sitting your hips down to your heels. Back to your tabletop shape, leaning back onto your heels. If that feels okay on your knees, we'll stretch the ankles so palms can come to about where your feet are, somewhere behind you for some stability. You can even use your blocks. That feels better so that your palms are closer to the earth. And we're gonna lean back so your knees can lift away from the earth, looking for a stretch in the top of your ankle. This might be an intense feeling and maybe it's just a small motion, so you can lean out of it at any time. I just encourage you to come back in for maybe a breath or two. Again, we're aiming for the stretch on the top of your ankle, super neglected area. We're on our feet all day. Then release. And when you release, come back to your tabletop and just do a little tap. Tap out your feet to kind of shake it out. Coming into your cows and your cats, inhale to your cow, belly drops, shoulders down your back. Then exhale, tuck your tailbone in and press the earth away. Move through that about 6 times on your own at your own pace. Inhale. Add in any movement that seems natural for you. Keep going if it feels good and you want extra. Let's do 3 more breaths. And then back to your neutral tabletop. When you're ready, right arm lifts up, breathe in, and exhale, thread the needle right underneath, palm facing up, all the way down to your shoulder, head on the ground. Left palm by your face or extending forward, or maybe left palm takes a bind behind your back today. Enjoying your breath. Option here, weight is in your right leg to extend your left leg long, maybe lifting your heel up to the ceiling. Feel free to play with the shape. One more breath. Lower your leg if you lifted it. Left palm right by your face. And inhale, press yourself up, right arm lifts. Exhale, bring it down. Let's go right to the other side. Left arm lifts, breathe in. And exhale underneath your body, palm facing up, come all the way down. Move right into any shape for yourself. Right arm forward, right arm behind your back. Right leg extends long. Maybe right heel lifts. Breathe. Two more breaths. Lower your leg if you lifted it, right palm right by your face. Inhale, sweeps your left arm right back up. And exhale, underneath. Back to your tabletop shape. Step your left foot back and press your heel back. From here, left leg lifts. And then bend into your left knee, a 90-degree bend into your knee. Let's take a couple of donkey kicks. So any breath, kicking up and then lowering down. 2 more like this, up and down. Last one like this, inhale up, down. Then we're gonna change it up. Take your left foot up, breathe in. And on your exhale, start to take that cat shape, rounding your spine. Send your knee underneath your body. Make room for your leg. And inhale, take it right back up. And then exhale, same thing. That cat shape, knee comes under, rounding. Palms pressing firmly into the mat. Inhale, kick this up. And exhale. See if we can do 3 more. Inhale. Just noticing how your spine is moving. Noticing any engagement in your quads, your hamstrings, maybe your glutes. 1 more, kick it up. And then exhale, rounding underneath. Hold it here. Hold it here. See if you can kind of pulse your knee up towards your chest. 2, 1, and then release. Let it go. Feel free to take a child's pose before we move into the other side. Little sway side to side with your hips. Back to your tabletop shape and then step your right foot back. Press into your heels. And then lift, lifting the right leg, bend into your knees, foot flex up towards the ceiling, and we kick it up and lower down. 2 more just like that. Inhale up, exhale down. Last one, inhale up, exhale down. And then we'll change it up. Kick it up, breathe in, and then exhale. Your cat shape, knee comes underneath the body. And inhale, kicks it up. And exhale, rounding underneath. Make space for your leg. Do 3 more. And last one, kick it up. And then exhale, knee underneath your body. Hold it here, breathe, and then pulse it up. 3, 2, 1, and come all the way down. Child's pose, maybe knees come open nice and wide. Arms reaching forward, chest comes down, forehead down. Taking a moment to connect here, breathe in and out of your nose. Walk your palms over to the left. Forehead is down, breathe. Walk your palms over to the right. As far as you can. Forehead down and breathe. And palms back through center. Rise on up to your tabletop shape. Tuck your toes. Take a breath in. And on your exhale, send your hips up and back. Find your downward facing dog. Move nice and slow into it. Looking for a nice long spine. Biceps right by your ears. Chest pressing back towards your thighs. And then bend into one knee. Bend into the other. Find any movement here. Imagine your tailbone lifting up towards the ceiling. Like you're hinging right at your hips, creating that fold in your body. And then finding some stillness, come up to your toes and then melting your heels down towards the earth. Breathe. One more time, up to your toes, and then exhale, heels coming down, and breathe. When you're ready, take a gaze forward, and step your right foot forward, step your left foot forward, and let's fold. Grab your blocks if you have them. For this first fold, any layer of your block could be the tallest layer, could be the shortest, or the second shortest. Feet are hip width distance apart. Tailbone pulling back, your chest pulling down toward your thighs. And I want you to lift your left heel, bend into your left knee. Right leg nice and long. Keep breathing. Lower your left heel. Do the other side. Lift your right heel, bend your right knee. Left leg is long. And one more time like that, bending into your left knee. And then switch it out, bend into your right. And then folding all the way down, drop your head. Feel free to release your hands from your blocks. If you want to grab opposite elbows, take that. If you want to do the sway side to side, maybe walking your palms from one side all the way to the other. Take 2 more breaths, hanging upside down in our fold. On our next breath in, all the way to rise to standing, rolling your spine, shoulders come down your back, palms to your side, facing forward, mountain pose, Tadasana, strong. Crown of your head lifting up towards the ceiling, feet planted firmly into the earth, spine is neutral. We'll take 3 sun salutations. Inhale, arms coming up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale up, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold, plant your palms, step back into your plank. From your plank, drop your knees down and hug your elbows in towards your side. Come all the way down onto your belly and your chest. Inhale, pressing your chest up into cobra. And exhale, bring it down. Inhale into your tabletop or your plank. And then exhale, hips up and back to your downward facing dog. Let's do that 2 more times. Take a breath in and out. And gaze forward. Step your left foot forward. Step your right foot forward and fold. Next breath in, let's come all the way up to standing. This time, arms all the way overhead. And exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale up to halfway, flat back. And exhale, fold down. Plant your palms, step back into your plank. Stay here and then drop down to your knees or come all the way down to your belly. And inhale, rise, cobra. Just lift your chest. Exhale all the way down. Inhale into your tabletop or plank. And then exhale, hips all the way up and back. Let's do it 1 more time. Take a breath in. And big breath out. And gaze forward. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. And fold. Breathe out. Inhale, let's rise all the way up. Last one, arms overhead. Exhale, fold all the way back down to the earth. Inhale up halfway, flat back. And exhale, fold, step back into your plank. And remember, you can drop down to your knees or we lower all the way down to our chest. Inhale up to your cobra. And exhale down. Inhale brings you up to your tabletop or plank. And exhale takes you to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana and breathe. When you're ready, gaze forward. Lift your right leg nice and high. And exhale, step it forward in between your palms. You can drop your left leg down. An option here to have your blocks just right there underneath your shoulders. Arms coming up, breathe in. Reaching up towards the ceiling. Gaze is focused forward. Option to send your gaze up. 1 more breath in. And then exhale, palms coming down to the floor or your blocks. Tuck your left toes and lift your left leg up high, coming into your runner's lunge. Stay here, lift and breathe. Let's move through this a few times. Dropping your left leg down, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, palms down, tuck your toes and press your hips up. And lower. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, runner's lunge, lifting your leg. Exhale, bring it down. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, bring it down. And inhale, arms back to full lunge. Exhale, palms down. Let's find a half split. Pulling your right hip back. Feel free to have your blocks here. Just bringing the earth closer to you. Right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. Chest pulling towards your foot. How does that feel? Where does the sensation go when your chest is pulling towards your foot? head drops down. And options here with your hand placements, keeping your palms right underneath your shoulders. Maybe arms reaching back. Maybe arms reaching all the way back, not touching. On an inhale, back to your low lunge. Breathe in. And exhale into half split. Any arms, palms on the floor or palms reaching behind you. A few more times. Inhale up. And exhale, half split. Gaze is where your focus is. Inhale up. Exhale. Move with your gaze. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Low lunge, arms up. And then palms coming down. Finding your lizard lunge. Palms inside of your right foot. Toe heel your right foot out to the edge of your mat. Palms on your blocks or no blocks. This time hips are sinking down towards the mat forward. Find your layer here. Maybe forearms are down. Releasing any tension in your shoulders. Allowing your shoulders to fall down your back. Breathe. Noticing where your mind goes in this still shape. Option to peel your right knee outward, roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. We want to open the inside of your hip. Option to bend into your left knee and squeeze your heel towards your glute, looking for that quad stretch. Maybe even reaching and opening the right arm back to find connection with your left foot. All layers, all options. Take about 5 or 6 more breaths. Losing track of time. Not worried about where we're going after this. You need to bring your palms down to the mat if they're not already. Step your right foot back into your tabletop shape. Take a little sway side to side. Feel free to move into a couple cat-cows if that feels good. And then from here, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, find your downward facing dog. One big breath in here and out. This time, left leg lifts, breathe in, and then step forward into your low lunge. You could drop your right leg down. An option to have your walk. Rising up, arms overhead. Reaching up and away from the earth here. And finding your gaze forward. From here, palms come down to frame your foot. Option to have your blocks. Tuck your right toes, send your right leg up off of the floor. Runner's lunge, breathe. So hips are peeling away from the earth, right? They're sinking down, which you might feel a good stretch. You want to pull them up. We're getting that strengthening in your hips, your low back. We'll move through that. Drop your right leg down and curl arms up. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, dropping it down. Moving with your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lift your leg, inhale. Exhale, down. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, we drop it down. And inhale, arms back up. And this time moving into your half split. Palms meeting the floor of your block. Send your left hip back. Lengthen into your left leg. Toes pointing up. The left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward in your chest, pulling towards your foot. Let your head come down. Then feel free to play with your palm placement here. Palms underneath your shoulders. Maybe palms walking back. Maybe palms reaching away from the earth. You choose. On an inhale, back to your low lunge. And exhale sends you back, half split. Play with your gaze. Gaze goes where you go. Inhale, come up. Exhale, reaching back. 3 more, inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Last one. Exhale. And back to our low lunge. And then moving into your lizard lunge. Palms come to the inside of your left foot. Left foot to the edge of your mat, nice and wide. This time, hips sinking down. Let them sink down to the earth. Take your time moving into the shape. What does your body call for? Option to let your left knee open, rolling onto the edge of your left foot. Option to bend into your right knee, send your heel towards your glutes, stretch for your quad. Maybe left arm reaching up and back, grabbing a hold. Notice your breathing and your breath. Finding stillness. Not worried about movement. Not worried about what's next. 5 more breaths. Bringing your palms back to the mat if they're not there already. And sending your left foot back, coming into your tabletop. Feel free to sway side to side. Take a couple cat-cows, as long as that feels right for you. And when you're ready, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back, find your downward facing. And from here, right leg lifts up, breathe in, and on an exhale, step it forward. And then plant your left foot all the way down, coming into your warrior one shape. Feel free to have your blocks here right underneath your shoulders and rising all the way up. Warrior one. The left foot is planted all the way down. Toes are pointing out just slightly. Hips are facing forward. Feel free to send your gaze up. From here, lengthening into your right leg, so pulling your hips back, and we reach forward, knocking your hips out, and exhale, palms come down to find your blocks or the floor, your pyramid shape. Same thing with our half split. Right hip is pulling back, left hip is pulling forward, and your chest pulling towards your toes. Allow your head to come down. Palms can stay underneath your shoulders, or palms can walk back. Pressing your big toe into the earth. Breathe. 3 more breaths. Start to plant your left palm down onto the earth or your block. And keeping your hips square to the mat, keeping your right leg nice and long. Let's swing the right arm up, open your chest to the right, revolve pyramid. Big move. 2 to 3 breaths. One more breath, I know you got it. And then let it go, palm comes down. Take a bend back into your front knee and we rise back into warrior one. Palms can come together and then reaching up towards the ceiling. Get long in your belly. Reaching back. And palms come down to frame your foot. Step your left foot forward and take a fold. You can be wide. You can step your feet kind of wide as your mat. You're going to make this kind of a wide-legged fold. Let your head come down in between your legs. Feel free to sway side to side. And then walking your feet back in. And underneath your sit bones will roll all the way up to standing. Arms overhead. And exhale, palms down by your side. Mountain pose, palms facing forward. Feel free to shut your eyes. Just taking a notice here. We just did one side. Maybe you feel sensations only in one side. Maybe one leg feels a little different than the other. Just checking in. When you're ready, arms overhead, breathe in. And exhale, folding down. Inhale up to a halfway lift. And exhale, plant your palms, step back into your plank. Feel free to drop down to your knees or lower all the way down to your belly. Palms underneath your shoulders. And an inhale presses you up. Cobra, stay here, breathe. Using the strength of your arms to lift your chest away from you. One more breath. And then exhale, let it go. Tuck your toes back to your tabletop and then take a child's pose. Let your spine get nice and long. Two breaths in and out of your nose. And rolling back into your tabletop. Tuck your toes, send your hips up and back. Last down dog. From here, left leg lifts. And then stepping it forward. And let your right toes point out slightly so your foot is all the way down on the floor. Grab your blocks. Bend into your left knee and rise, warrior one. Feel free to send your gaze up. Weight is fully planted into your front foot. Weight is fully planted into your back foot. From here, lengthen into your left leg. You're pulling your hips back and start to reach forward. Find that lengthening in your left leg. And palms can come down to maybe meet your block. So just like the other side this time, right hip is pulling forward, left hip is pulling back. Your hips are square to the short edge, that front edge of your mat. Chest pulling towards your foot, let your head drop down. Palms right underneath your shoulders or maybe palms reaching back. Really pressing your left toe in towards the earth. 3 more breaths. Start to plant your right palm right underneath your shoulder on the inside of your left foot. Hips are pointing forward. Left leg stays long. And then reaching the left arm up, opening your chest to the left. Ooh, revolve pyramid. Really opening your chest here. 2 more breaths. I know you got it. Ooh, and then release all the way down. Bend into your front knee, comes back. Inhale, rise. Warrior one. Palms together, reaching up towards the ceiling. Get that lengthening in your belly. Long in your torso. And then palms coming down to the floor. You can step your right foot forward and take a fold. Feel free to make this a wide fold again. You can make a wider fold if you want to come to the side of your mat. Take a wide-legged fold. Toes pointing slightly out. Make this as wide as you like, yogi, and let your head come down. You can bend into one knee and bend into the other if that feels right. Feel free to find movement, maybe grabbing opposite ankles, drawing your chest closer to your thighs, making any shape as you need to draw. Planting your palms right underneath your face and walking your palms to the front of your mat, coming into a runner's lunge. Step your foot forward so they're both at the top of your mat and fold. And then coming all the way down to the floor, bending into each knee, and find your way down into your sit bones. And you can extend your legs forward. Feel free to have your blocks by your side, only flex them. Toes pointing up, arms overhead, nice tall spine, breathe in. And exhale, hinge at your hips, reach forward, reaching past your toes. On your next breath in, come all the way back up. We'll do this 4 more times. Exhale, reach. Moving with your breath, inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And exhale. Last one, we'll hold it this time. Inhale. And then hinging at the hips, reaching forward. Nice long spine. And then palms come down. Feel free to drop your head down towards your knees. And we're letting the shoulders relax. Right? If there's any puffy upper back, we're letting it go. One more breath. And then rising all the way up. You could start to scoot your hips forward. Let's make our way down to the floor all the way. All the way down. Bring your feet nice and wide or wider than your mat. Palms can stay rested on your chest or they can be at a goal post. And we'll drop your knees all the way over to the left. Big, wide windshield wiper. As you come into your resting mode, allow your exhale to be extra long. Allow your face to be soft. Knees drawing up and then drop them over to the right, other side. Knees coming all the way up. Draw your knees in towards your chest, little rock side to side. And then option here, yogis, for your last posture. This can be a supported posture, like a supported bridge with a block. If you would not like to take a supported posture, maybe simply legs up the wall. Maybe you'd like to take a happy baby. Allow this next 60 seconds to be about you and your choice of a posture here. And when you've arrived in the shape that you'd like to take, nice, long, intentional exhale. Allow your body to come into a resting mode. Take a body scan. Allow your mind to be still and calm and know that everything is complete. Any choices to make other than the movement you're taking, that's complete. Allow your eyes to be shut down and begin to release any tension in your muscles. Starting to make your way out of the shape that you've chosen and finding your way into your final resting posture, letting your legs come out long, maybe nice and wide. Maybe arms open wide, yogi's choice. And when you make it to your final resting shape, nice full breath in through your nose and long exhale out. Enjoy these last moments. Meditation to yourself when your mind wanders, as it does. Coming back to an anchor of your breath, feeling your sensation in your body, mantra, a repetition, maybe a focused attention. Allow yourself to find that anchor that suits you to become present to the moment, because it may change, and that is okay. Allow yourself to be, know that you are supported in this moment. Yogis, allowing my voice to guide you back into this state, this existence where we're hooked off to. Nice cleansing breath in through your nose and out of your nose. Feel the mat underneath you. Feel the back of your head pressing into the mat. Allow your mind to stay in this peace and calm that you've created. You do not have to let in any other thoughts right now if you do not choose to. Start to find some natural movement. Laying your feet side to side or your head. Maybe you'll close your palms. If it feels good to take a wall-to-wall stretch, reach your arms behind you. Feel free to take it. And then roll onto your right side. Bicep is your pillow. Arm is your blanket. Just giving yourself that little extra time before you come back up into a seat. Find your way into that seat when you're ready. Palms resting in your lap. Maybe eyes are still shut. Face is nice and soft. And then we'll take 3 breaths together when you're ready. Breathing in through your nose. And maybe out of your mouth. Blow it out. Inhale. And exhale. And together, last one. Inhale. And exhale. Send your chin down to your chest. Roll your right ear to your right shoulder. Chin back to your chest. Left ear, left shoulder. Chin back to your chest. And then chin reaching all the way up to the ceiling. Stretching out your neck. And chin back to neutral. Palms coming into your heart space. The light and love in me honors and sees the light and love in each of you. We bring our thumbs to your third eye center. This is your place of all knowing. Take a breath in, send your gaze to the sky above. And exhale, bow and seal your practice. Namaste.